Next up at UFC Vegas 37, we have the main event of the evening. We have Anthony Smith versus Ryan Spann. This is another hard fight to pick. A very hard fight to pick. But we'll break it down and I'll give you a pick. Anthony Smith, 35-16. He is 3-2 in his last 5. Ryan Spann, 19-6, 4-1 in his last 5. Listen, Anthony Smith is one of the toughest people you will ever see. He's found himself on a nice little win streak. And honestly, after Glover literally knocked the teeth out of his mouth, I didn't know if Anthony Smith would be able to bounce back. So finding himself on a nice 2-fight win streak here after a couple of bad losses, people talking about he should go down the middleweight. Like, good for Anthony Smith. Good for Anthony Smith. Glover literally knocked the teeth out of his mouth. And while they were on the ground, Anthony Smith grabbed his teeth off of the mat, handed them to the referee, and continued to take his beating. It was insane. So again, Anthony Smith is one of the toughest fighters you will ever see. Period. End of story. But what's interesting is he's very tough. I don't know how to word this. I'm trying to figure out how to articulate this. He's incredibly tough. But he doesn't look for a way out. And the teeth thing is a perfect example. But he starts to, if he's on the wrong end of a beating, he doesn't really pull himself out of that beating. He almost just accepts the fact, I'm a nail and I'm going to get beat on. And he takes his beating and he's really tough, but he doesn't start to look for ways to win. He just accepts his beating. So he doesn't look for a way out. He's not a coward. He's not quitting. He's stupid tough, but he also doesn't look to claw back from being on the wrong side of, a couple rounds of devastation. But listen, he is very good. He's very skilled everywhere. He has ridiculous toughness, as I mentioned. His striking is nice. He's got power. It is clean. His hands are fantastic when he lets them go. He uses his kicks really well. He has solid jiu-jitsu. We just saw in the triangle choke he pulled off. He's got solid jiu-jitsu as well. He doesn't have anything to offer in the wrestling department. He really doesn't have any offensive takedowns. But his hands are really good striking. He uses the kicks, as I mentioned. He's got submissions if he needs them. Anthony Smith is a good, well-rounded fighter with enough toughness for 7 people and enough experience for 5. Anthony Smith, as much as your gut immediately is like, oh, Anthony Smith's fighting, he's going to lose. He's really, really tough and very dangerous in a lot of fights. Ryan Spann is freaking massive. Absolutely massive for this weight class. He's like 6'6", 6'5", something crazy like that. When you see him, you would honestly assume he's a heavyweight, but he's not. He's a light heavyweight. He's ridiculously massive, and he has all the power that you would assume he has when you see somebody that big. Tons and tons of power. He's very dangerous and has a lot of finishing upside. I mean, that incredible power is going to be a problem. His issue, however, is speed. I mean, he's lumbering these big, heavy shots. They all look labored. None of them are crazy fast. His footwork isn't fast, but he does have the power. And honestly, if I had to pick one, speed is probably the better one to have, but the power that he has is just so incredible. If you can stick and move, if you're Anthony Smith, your game plan is touch, go, stick and move. Never be in front of him for long enough for one of those punches to get off, because Ryan Spann will always be behind. He will always be last on that jab. He will always be last with a straight punch because he's just not that fast, honestly. Anthony Smith is the better fighter on the ground. I just don't think he has any way to get it there. So the issue here is Anthony Smith has to fight a perfect fight. He has to. Anthony Smith has to not get hit in 5 rounds. And that's a really tall task, So it's such a hard pick. Anthony Smith is by far the better fighter. He's got a lot of miles on him. He's taken a lot of beatings. I'm going to give him one last ride. I'm picking Anthony Smith. I think he is smart enough, his hands are good enough, and he's fast enough to stick with a stick and move game plan. Touch and go, move out of the way, hit Ryan, step, let Ryan miss, come back, hit Ryan. I think Anthony Smith can do that. I think Anthony Smith can make that work. He just needs to avoid the big power from Ryan Spann. And if he gets hit, I just don't know how much toughness he has left, right? Because he is stupid tough. I mentioned the teeth story. He's got a decent chin, but there's only so many of those fights you can be in. There's only so many before it all starts to go away. One last ride. Anthony Smith is my pick. I do have a bet on this. I bet the over on rounds. It is not often you get a main event with a 2.5 round line, but we have one here. And I don't know why, honestly, because Anthony Smith is the favorite, so they must think that he stops Ryan Spann. But I don't know if Anthony Smith's going to stop Ryan Spann. I think he just touches him up and stays out of the power. But I don't think he's going to put Ryan Spann away, because if they thought Ryan Spann was going to knock Anthony Smith out, then obviously Ryan wouldn't be the underdog. So either way, it's a nice 2.5 round line. I like the over on that. That's the only bet I have on this fight. Monkey knife fight, more. I like more. Listen, not every punch Ryan throws is a knockout punch. So 40 over 5 rounds, we're talking less than 10 a round. I think that's possible. I think that happens. More monkey knife fight. So wewantpicks.com/MKF. Grab the promo. The code is WWP. Grab the promo. You'll get an instant deposit match. Sprinkle it on a bunch of these. And listen, football season started. I know a bunch of you watch football. Football season started. They have insane football prop parlays as well. Grab those. I like Anthony Smith in this fight. I hate $9,100. That's stupid. Don't touch that. $9,100 is so much. If anything, I would say grab Ryan Spann at 71 and chase a knockout. I'm not touching Anthony Smith for DraftKings. I like the more monkey knife fight. And I told you my bet is over on rounds. wewantpicks.com/bets. Grab a promo. Place a bet. Should be a fun main event. Sneaky good card. Lots of close matchups. A couple of trash ones, but lots of close ones. Sneaky good card. Thanks for watching. Go to the website. Click on some links. Grab a promo. That's how we pay the bills. Thank you all very, very much. I appreciate the live chat. Haven't been able to interact with it. It's just me running the show today. But I will see you for our DraftKings breakdown. I will see you for the monkey knife fight breakdown. I will see you for the betting breakdown. And I will go live before the fights on Saturday to talk about everything before it gets going. And don't forget, this is an earlier fight card. It's not like 6 in the morning or anything, but this is an earlier one. This isn't a normal fight night. Thanks for everything, guys. I will see you, tomorrow for our monkey knife fight breakdown. See you then. Thanks for everything.